Sorry.
Guys, there you go.
Yes, it usually does, I think.
Morning everyone, hope everyone's well. It's a cold morning. We'll kick off the live section and go into 10:30 tonight. If everyone's ready, they're back. We'll go with Dharmesh from Sky.
Morning.
Good morning.
Normally when I ask you this first question, it's not great news, but I'm hoping it'll be better news this time. Can you give us any team news for tomorrow?
Not a lot because we have another training session. We have to see how the boys are today. I feel they weren't able to train yesterday, but hopefully yes today. So we will have to wait and see.
Gabriel?
Wait and see.
You're not going to give me any other clues on the...
No, because I can't. No, because I don't want to.
Okay. It's been some response since the international break.
Yeah.
The victory against Forest, the big win at Sporting. What does it say about the character of your players, and do you feel if it had gone away, you've got your Arsenal back?
Well, I don't link character to winning. You know, this team showed an unbelievable character against Inter, and we lost. Showed unbelievable character against Chelsea, and we were the better team. We didn't manage to win. Same players, same intentions, being more efficient and winning matches. That's the difference.
You got West Ham next. They suddenly look a different proposition after what happened on Monday. You know their manager pretty well. What kind of relationship do you have with him, and what do you make of him as a manager?
No, I know him. We have friends. I have huge admiration for what he's done in the game. Obviously, he's from the same area as I am in the north of Spain, and yeah, obviously, is a team that now is in a high after the big win that they had against Newcastle away, and it's always a really tough opponent. So we know that.
Liverpool setting a crazy pace at the top at the moment just now. Is there almost a feeling you need to be near perfect from now on?
Well, if they continue that way, that's for sure. The numbers they're producing, the amount of games they are winning. But again, it's just the focus is on us, you know, maintaining the consistency, especially in performances. That's going to give us the right to win a lot of games, keep the availability in the squad, keep everybody together. And this is a long run.
If you can get that win tomorrow, you can sit back on Sunday. I've asked you a question about big games before. Will you be in front of the TV? Will you be watching this game?
100%. It's a big match, beautiful match to watch. Two of the best teams in Europe facing each other. Competition for us, so big one.
Do you have a preference on who you want to win?
Yeah, Arsenal tomorrow. That's the preference. Then we will see something that we cannot control.
Just final one from me. Next 13 games, aside of any cup draws, only one is outside London, and it's the Brighton game away. Given the number of fixtures that you have during this period, could that be a positive for Arsenal and an advantage?
Well, less traveling is always better. It is crazy that we have that many games so close to us, and I think it helps because the amount of games that we have to play in that period is very high as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cyril from the Premier League.
Hello.
With Zinchenko, Tierney and Calafiori all seemingly fit for now, will we see Miles Lewis-Skelly have any midfield opportunities?
Well, that's an option. Obviously, he can play in three different positions. He can play as a holder, he can play as a left attacking midfielder. So, yeah, gaps for him.
There's a lot of fluidity in your attack. They pass in a lot more triangles on the right-hand side with Odegaard, Saka, Timber sometimes, compared to the left. We've seen Havertz and Martinelli get on the end of those crosses and passes. But would you also like to see in the future a little bit more overloading on the left? Or is your plan of attack always going to be overloading on the right?
No, not always. In relation to the opponent, it's in relation to the chemistry and the qualities of our players, and in relation to the opponent, we will do different things. Yeah.
And you just mentioned Hillen's coming back off a big result against Newcastle. Specifically, what you've seen of West Ham so far this season, what do you think will cause you problems? What have you seen in their strengths and their style of play?
Well, various ways to create big problems. They are really physical side, really good in direct play, attacking second balls when they have to dominate the game through the ball or they have a space. A really dangerous team. set pieces, and then the individual quality that they have. The front players can create in any moment, any situation to cause you trouble, and they are really well coached. Thank you.
Alex from the BBC.
Hi, Mikel.
Hi.
But before the Nottingham Forest game, you said the players they wanted to win more than anyone. Now, after a really good week, 2 back-to-back wins, what's the feeling amongst the players now?
Well, really good. Obviously, winning lifts the energy, the confidence up. There were 2 big wins as well for us, and now it's about consistency, getting that momentum that we are in, take it even further against a really good opponent tomorrow, and try to replicate the performance to win the game.
Does it feel like momentum is building after those 2 performances?
I think so, but again, this is every 3 days, so it doesn't matter what you did yesterday. It's about the next day, the next performance, how you're able to sustain high-level performances throughout the games as well, because how competitive every opponent is right now, and that's what we'll try to do tomorrow.
Brad, TalkSport.
Hi Mikel,
Hi.
hope you're well. I know you've been asked a lot about Martin Odegaard's performances since he came back into the side, but the level he's playing at, especially after that injury, so impressive. Usually when we see players who have been out injured for a long time, it takes them a little bit of period to get back up to speed again, but what does it say about the level of his performances and his character, but the fact he's come back in and hit the ground running so quickly?
Well, the way he prepared himself, how much work he put with all the physios, medical department, to get in the best possible condition to face the period and the importance of the season that we are in at the moment, and to hit the ground running. He was, I think, exceptional since the Chelsea game, and he's been very consistent the last 3 games.
For you as a coach, having a player like that in your side must make your life a little bit more easier in some way.
Yes, I think good players that are so consistent, so reliable, that can take the game to a different level, make the players better around him. That's a huge quality of Martin, and yeah, he's been missed.
William Saliba made 100 appearances for Arsenal in the week. There might have been a time a couple of years ago when he was out on loan where some Arsenal fans might not have thought they would have seen him in an Arsenal shirt, but what have you made of his performances and reaching 100 appearances for the club?
Well, at his age, the consistency, the quality of the performances is incredible. It's not easy. It's a really tricky position to play in this league. I think he has created a magnificent partnership as well, and big credit to Big Gavi as well for that, because I think he's really important for him to be able to play at the level that he's done, and yeah, a great player to have, obviously.
And last one, Timber's performance in the week, really impressive. It must be good for you to have him back now fit, especially with Ben White injured for a long period of time.
Yes, for sure, and at that level as well, and we know what he can produce. Again, a player with exceptional qualities, a lot of leadership. You see the courage, and with the intention and the purpose that he plays with, and that's very contagious. So he's a player that still has many other layers and levels to go, and very happy to have him.
It's great. Best luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Simon, Evening Standard.
Mikel, can
Hi.
I ask you about Raheem, who was obviously going to come on
Yeah.
the other night, just how he sort of reacted to that?
Nothing. A smile on his face. Fortunately for me, it's things that happens in football. Unfortunately, it happened to him, and he reacted the best possible way, which is understanding. He's been a long time in the game, and he knows that this is something that I cannot control.
How do you feel that move's gone so far? Maybe we haven't seen him as much as I think some supporters thought they would.
I would like to see him more, to be fair, and this is down to me. He's trying his best, his application, his commitment around the team has been exceptional, and now it's time for me to give him more minutes.
Do you feel like this run now, obviously where it's the busy sort of festive period, we might see more of Raheem and this could be his chance?
That's the intention. That's why I put him again against Forest. That's why I wanted to put him against the Sporting, and now getting him in that rhythm, because he can really impact the team as well.
James, ESPN.
Hi, Mikel.
Hi.
Just sort of on the title race in general, obviously City in Europe in midweek lost a 3-goal lead. They've not won in 6 games now. What have you made of that? I'm just not used to seeing Man City this sort of vulnerable.
What I made of it is what they've done for 9 years. I think that's why people has to talk about how difficult it is, what they've done for 9 years consistently. And yeah, a bump, everybody has a bump. For them it's very strange, because in 9 years they never had it, But that tells you as well the level and the environment that we are in, that everything has to be almost perfect, Performance has to be perfect, availability of your squad has to be perfect, things have to go your way. And the opposition, that the level is different and it's so hard to win.
Do you
I do not think everybody's just dealing with his own business. That we have enough is so hard, and what the rest are doing, it's not really a matter now.
I mean, you obviously want to beat West Ham anyway, but on a weekend when the top two, the defending champions and the leaders play each other, it must be an extra motivation to make sure you've got that win in the bag, and then you can sort of sit back and watch that.
Well, it's a motivation to win our game, because that will put us watching that game on Sunday in a much better position. So that's the task.
Go to Nick at the back.
Hi.
I'm just wondering how you sort of unwind after the game or in between games, because when you came to speak to us in Portugal, you were still very animated. It was quite soon after the game. We saw the sort of stress that Pep was under after his match when he was talking to the media. It must be very difficult to sort of decompress and then get up again. What's your sort of process?
I don't know. I think winning always helps to decompress and decompress in the right way. Yeah, sometimes it takes a few hours depending on the performance, the feeling I have to the game. It takes a few days. It's normal. It's a lot of emotion. We are so passionate and loving about what we do. We care a lot about what we do, and we wanted to do it at our best, and that's where the emotion plays a big part of that.
And do you sleep well after matches like that in the week?
We go quite late, but yeah, not a lot of hours, but quite deep, I think.
Okay, last couple in the live. First, Ruben from PA.
Hi, Mikel.
Hi.
There was a bit of concern about Pep after the final game and his sort of well-being, how he was coping with defeat. As a friend of his, is that something you want to reach out to him? Are you concerned about him?
Yes, that's something very personal, but I feel a lot of sympathy for all my colleagues, because I know the job, I know how ruthless this industry is, I know how we get judged just by one thing, which is results, regardless that you've done exactly the same thing and the outcome becomes different. We have to deal with that. I know how difficult it is, because personally I've been through that a lot, and every defeat obviously is super painful, and that's it. And then just put some perspective into it, like we always do, and move on, because it's always another game.
Kaya?
Hi, Mikel. You've spoken a lot about the importance of availability and how much it's helped you over the past few games. I just wonder, because towards the end of last season, you had a near fully fit squad, and that wasn't an accident. That was a big effort from your medical team and from yourself and all the analysts. Have you done an investigation maybe internally as to why you suffered so much injuries? Because I know there's been a lot of bad luck, and there's other factors at play there as well.
Yeah, well, that was a big difference between the end of last season and the previous one, availability, and you can tell that. Yeah, we do research not only when we have injuries, but when we don't, because people tend to look very deep at things when there is a problem. What when it's going everything very good? Dig in there, because maybe you are doing things that are actually impacting what is actually happening. We've done a lot. I think not changing much. It's true that certain players, obviously, they come from a position where they have played over 130 games in 2 seasons, but a lot of things, they've been impact, and they've been joints, which is not related to muscle injuries and things that you can tweak more, and it's more difficult to control, I think.
Just separately on Thomas Partey, you said in midweek he's playing some of his best football, and he's out of contract at the end of the season. You said that you'd like to open talks with him potentially about extending that. Is that still your position? Would you like to talk to him?
Yeah, we'll have the right time to discuss about this situation. He's showing consistency at the highest level, again, because his availability and the way that he feels physically is able, is allowing him to do that, and I'm very pleased with that.
Okay, guys, that finishes the live section. We'll now go on to 10:30 tonight.